I welcome you to today's lesson. My name is Paul Williams of Virginia. Paul Williams of Virginia. May I know your name, where you are watching me from, and then the name of your school. So you can write it at the comment section. What do you have today? Today we have science for basic 2. We have science for basic 2, but if you are not in basic 2, you can still enjoy this lesson because this lesson is taught in all the subject that we are going to look at is taught in all the classes. So if you are in basic 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, even those in JHS, yes, you can watch this lesson and you will learn something here. Okay, so today we are looking at strand 1, diversity of matter, substrand 2, materials. Strand 1, diversity of matter, and then the substrand is what? 2. That is what? Materials. The indicator here is what? Know the common properties of materials, such as soft, hard, rough, smooth, opaque, transparent, bendable. So today's lesson, we are going to look at materials. Materials. And this is the main topic for today. Common properties of materials. All of you, common properties of materials. So today we are going to look at materials and their properties. Materials and their properties. In fact, you look at the common ones. So just relax, you understand and you enjoy the lesson. Okay, so in this lesson, there are some key words that we are going to see. Now let's look at them. The first one here is what? Properties. Properties. All of you, properties. Again, properties. So what is the meaning of properties? Properties of a material or properties of materials. We are talking about unique features. Some things that make the material different from others. And these features help us or determine what the materials can be used for. So all materials are not the same because their properties are different. Their unique features are different, or their features are what? Unique. They are not the same. So properties, what make one material different from another. And that determines what they are good for, what they can be used for. So properties. All materials have properties. Okay, the next word, transparent. If you say something is transparent, or a material is transparent, it means we can see through that material. We can see through that material. If you are standing there and they put that material in front of you, those who are behind the material, you can still see them because transparent materials are materials that we can see through. For example, grass. If you have grass, you can see through. We have what? Spectacles. You see, where we see through, we have grasses there. But we are able to see through. It means grass is what? A transparent material because we can see through. Imagine the spectacle where you can see, where your eyes are, that part where we have grass. If they remove the grass and put wood there, can you see through the wood? The answer is no. So transparent, we are talking about how we can see through things. Materials that enable us to see through them. So transparent materials are materials that we can see through them. Okay, now the next word is opaque. All of you, opaque. Again, opaque. So opaque is opposite of transparent. For transparent, we can see through them. But opaque materials are materials that we cannot see through them. Example, metal. Can you see through metal? No. Can you see through wood? No. So opaque materials are materials that we cannot see through. But transparent materials are materials that we can see through. Let's come to the next word, bendable. Bendable. Bendable means that we can bend that thing. A material that we can bend. Right? The next word is smooth. All of you, smooth. Say smooth. Again. Okay, so if something is smooth, it means it is not rough. When you rub your hand on that face or on that surface, you feel that it is not rough. So smooth, we are talking about something that the texture is not rough. Okay, so these are the words. Let me run you through again. Properties. Properties. Transparent. Transparent. Opaque. Opaque. Bendable. Bendable. Smooth. Smooth. Let's continue. So all the items we use at home, schools, church, markets, and other places are made from materials. Some materials are used to make certain products or items. The features that make materials suitable to do certain things are called properties. Properties of materials help us to know what they can be used for. So today's lesson, we are looking at what? Properties of what? Materials. Properties of what? Materials. And we are saying that all the items that we have, all the objects that we have, we use materials to make them. Some of them we use two materials. Some of them we use three materials. Some of them we use only one material. Others to 5, 6, 7 materials were used to make the object, the item, the product that you are using. Fine, listen. We are talking about properties of materials. What is it at all? Properties of material. So every material that you have has properties. And what is it? When you say properties of material, we are talking about things that make that material different, unique from others. And because of that thing, we use the material to do a particular work that other materials cannot be used to do that work. So all materials are unique because all their properties are unique. They are not the same. Every material that we have has unique properties. So properties determine what the material can be used for. Properties help us to know that we can use this material to do this. So when you talk of properties of material, we are talking about special features of that material that determines what the material can be used for. Okay, so let's say you want to what? Mold a pot. You want to mold a pot. You need soil, right? So we have clay soil, we have loamy soil, we have sandy soil. Which of them are you going to use to mold what? A pot. Are you going to use sandy soil? No. But you will use what? Clay soil, because the properties of clay soil will allow you to make what? A pot, or mold a pot. But when it comes to sandy soil, the properties will not permit you to what? Use it to mold what? Pot. I hope you are getting it. So properties of materials determine what they can be used for. And I'm saying that all materials have properties, and the properties are different because all materials are different. What you should also understand is that the items that we use, the object that we use, the book, the table, the chair, the pen, these are items, these are objects, these are products. But we use materials to make these things. I hope you understand it. Now you have seen what properties of materials are. You can give examples of materials, or you don't know the examples of materials. Don't worry, let's move on. And you get to know some examples of what? Materials. Now, let's look at the pictures below. So, we are looking at the pictures. This is what? Cotton wool. We have what here? Paper. This is paper. We have marble. Look at the pictures well. What picture is this? Wood. Very good. What about this? You've been using this in the classroom, right? For what? For drawing? For coloring? I understand. So this is crayon. What about this? Your teachers use this in the classroom. Don't worry, here we don't use this. And we use smart board, interactive board. So one day you also get there. You get what? Interactive board in your classroom, and you enjoy the lesson like the way you're enjoying today. This is what? What is this? Chalk. Okay, so let's move on. What item is this? Straw. What is this? Clothes. We have what here? Pen. Okay. What is this? Polythene bag. What is this? Cardboard. What do we have here? Soil. Okay. So these are some pictures. These are what? Some pictures of the items that we use and the materials that we use in our houses. When you go to school, we use these items. Like places that we go, we use what? We find these items and we use them. Okay, so let's continue. The materials above have special characteristics that determines their use, and these characteristics are called properties. Every material has one or more properties. The properties of materials determine what the material can be used for. So as I explained from the beginning of the lesson, that all materials have properties, and the properties determine what they can be used for. So if you want to what? You want to get a table, you know the materials that you need to go for. If you want to have something like this, you should know the materials that you have to go for. I hope you not go for soil if you want to have what? TV. But you go for metals. You go for grass. You understand it? Okay. So the material, the properties of the material will tell you what, or will help you know what that material can be used to do. I hope you get it. Okay, so let's look at common properties of materials. Common properties of materials. So what are some of the properties of materials? We are saying that, one, some materials are hard. One of the properties of some materials is that some materials are what? Hard. So you look at this metal. Is metal soft? If somebody hits you with a metal, you feel the pain because metals are hard. Stone, the same thing. Wood, the same thing. So some materials are what? Hard. So what we are saying is that metal is a material, stone is a material, wood is also a material, and they are what? Hard. Let's come to this side. Some materials have soft what? Texture. Some materials have soft texture. Soft texture. So you use your hands to feel it. Here, look at cotton wool. You know cotton wool? This one. And this is what? Clothes. So this is another what? Picture of what? Clothes. This is a picture of clothes. This is a picture of what? Cotton wool. And they are what? Soft. The texture is what? Soft. Some materials have a rough texture. Rough texture. So look at gravels. Look at sandpaper. Look at pineapple. Just rub your hand or your skin on it and you feel that they are not smooth at all. If you are not careful, you get what? Scratches. So that is what you should know, that all materials are not the same. Some of them are smooth, some of them are rough. The smooth ones are these. Have you seen it? But the rough ones are these ones. Okay, so let's continue. The next one is that some materials have a smooth texture. Some materials have what? A smooth what? Texture. So this is another one. Water. Water is also smooth. The next one is that some materials are large in size. So let's look at it. This is a stone. You know, stones have different sizes, but naturally stones are big. We have big stones, right? So we are saying that some materials are what? Large in what? Size. The next one is that some materials are small in size. We have large materials and we have materials that are also small in size. Are you listening? Some materials are also small in size. So for example, we have what here? Paper. Paper, the size of paper. Okay. Now let's come to this side. Some materials are transparent. Transparent materials are materials that we can see through. So I explained to you what transparent is. And I also explained to you what transparent materials are. So transparent materials are materials that you can use your eyes to see through them. And we have example here. This is what? Bag. You see, this is bag. Oh. This is bag. So if you have your food in this bag, people can see that there is food inside the bag. Because the rubber is transparent. Or the bag is what? Transparent. Do you get it? We can see through. Okay. Now, the next one, some materials are opaque. And I also explained or told you that opaque materials are materials that we cannot see through them. Opaque materials are materials that we cannot what? We cannot see through them. Okay, so for example, we have plywood. Plywood. Plywood is an opaque material because we cannot see through plywood. If this side or if this board is a plywood, I cannot see behind. Even with this one, I can't see behind because we have metals at the back. We have metals at the back and we can't see through metals as well. So materials that we cannot see through them are what? Opaque materials. So we are saying that opaque materials are materials that we cannot see through. Materials that we cannot see through, we call them what? Opaque materials. And we have plywood here. Apart from plywood, what else? What example can you give? Yes. Plywood, metals, what again? Soil, what again? There are many. So you should know what opaque materials are. The next one is that some materials can bend. We can bend some materials. Look at this. This is cane. This one, if I bend it, it will break. But this one, I can bend it, it will not break. It is bendable. Bendable. So some materials can be bent. An example is what? Cane. Are you following? Okay. Another material and its property is this. Some materials can be molded without breaking. So look at this. This is what? Clay soil. They use clay soil to do so many things because we can mold it. And because of that, they use it to make pots, earthenware, the one that you prepare your stew in it. Cooking pots, what again? Yes, plates, cup or mug, what else? Different things. They use what? Clay to do different things. Okay. So these are what? Some properties of materials. These are materials and what? Their properties. So number 10. Some materials can be molded without breaking. So look at what? Clay. We use clay to do so many things because we can mold them. We have what? Cooking pots. We can use what? Clay to mold cooking pots. Bowl that we eat from. We can use what? Clay to mold bowl. To mold what? Bowl, the one that we eat from. Plates, cup, and the other things. We can use what? Clay soil to do that. Okay, so we are saying that all the materials that we see, all the materials that we have in our environment, they are special because they have unique properties, and these unique properties permit us to use them to do different things. Okay, let's move on. So we are looking at some materials and their properties. This one we are going to look at the materials and the exact thing that these materials are used for. So for example, number one, we have clay. So clay itself is a material. Listen, clay is what? A material. Clay is a material. One property of clay is that it can be molded. This property of clay makes it good for molding pots, bowls, earthenware, cup, and others. So if you look at these pictures, you can see that this one, this and this are objects that are made from what? Clay soil. All because we can mold clay soil to get something like this. Let's move on. Raffia palm is a material. Another material that you should know is what? Raffia palm. So if I ask you to mention materials, remember that I've mentioned clay soil. The next one is what? Raffia material. It's also a raffia palm. It's also what? A material. One of the properties of raffia palm is that it can bend, and because of this property, the raffia palm is what? Used to make baskets, chairs, tables, mats, and others. So if you look at this, we use raffia palm to do these things. The reason is that raffia palm has some properties. One of them is that we can bend them. Raffia palms, we can what? Bend them. And it's because of that, that is why we are able to what? Make what? Basket, chair, and table with it. I hope you are getting it. Let's move on to the next one. Metal is a material. Do you know that metal is a material? Now, let's look at the properties. Some properties of metals are, they are hard, heavy, and strong. And because of these properties, metals are used to make machines, tires, cars, and the rest. So what we are saying is that metals are materials. And because of their properties are hard. Metals are hard, metals are heavy, and they are strong as well. So because of that, we use them to make machines. So if we have plier and the plier is not hard, it's not strong, do you think we can use it? If you have a car and the car is not hard, it's not strong, do you think we can be safe in it? Look at this machine here. It is purely made of what? Metal. So because of the properties of metal, that is why these things are able to what? We are able to make these things. Okay. Now let's move on. Number 4, grass is a material. Now we have seen what? We have seen metal. We have seen clay soil. We have seen what again? Raffia palm. So the materials, 1 is what? Clay. 2, raffia palm. 3, metals. The next one we are looking at is what? Grass. So grass is what? A material. We use grass to make spectacles, windscreen, and grass jar because it is transparent, and this means we can see through grass. So if you look at the pictures here, look at this spectacle. This is the car. Look at the windscreen. The drivers and the passengers, they can see through this. And we have grass jar here. And all these things, we did not use wood. We use grass because grass has some properties. One of them is that we can see through them. They are transparent. That is why we use them to do these things. Okay. The next material is what? Wood. So wood is a material. Wood is hard. And because of this property, wood is used to make chairs, tables, doors, boxes, and the rest. So these are things that we can use what? Wood to make. So we have chair, we have table, we have box. They are all made of what? Wood. Because wood are hard, and because of that property, they can be used to do these things. Now let's look at these ones. The next one, plastic. Plastic too is a material. So some properties of plastics are that they are not heavy and they can be melted to form different shapes. Plastics are used to make bowls, cups, chairs, tables, bottles, etc. because of these properties. They are not hard, they are not heavy, and we can mold them. We can mold what? Plastics. So because of that, you see these things here, these items. This is chair, plastic table, and then this is what? A container. You understand it? These are all made from what? Plastics. So the materials that we have seen, they are all special, they are all unique because of their properties, and because of that, we use them to do different things. The properties determine what they are good for. Are you following? Okay, so today we have seen that materials are used to make items and products that we see around, and all the materials have their unique properties. The properties are the things that make the materials special, unique, that make the materials so different from others, and it determines what that material is good for, determines the kind of work that we should use that material to do. And all the items that we have, what I have told you and you should know is that they are made from what? Materials. Some have 2, 3 more materials. Others too, we use only one material. So the chair, the table, the pen, the exercise book, the bag, all these are items, all these are products, all these are objects. But remember, we use materials. The material that we use is because of the properties of those materials. That is why we decided to use, or we chose those materials to make the table, the chair, the bag, the book, the eraser, the pencil, and the things that you see around. So today we have learned about what? Materials. If I ask you to mention or give examples of materials, remember, we have learned about glass, wood, metal, soil or clay. We have also learned about plastic. What again have we learned? Raffia palm, wood. These are all examples of what? Materials. These are all examples of materials. Okay. And we have also seen their properties. What makes them different? Some are transparent, some are opaque, some of them we can bend, some of them are heavy, some of them are not heavy, some of them we can mold, some of them you can't mold them, some of them are rough, some of them are also smooth. So all these are properties of the materials that we have what? Seen. And you should know that materials are all different because of their properties. Okay, so let's look at the project here. Use different materials to create new items such as fan, toy cars, toy planes, cooking pan, hat, and earthenware. So this is a project that you are supposed to do. Get the materials and make sure you mold something like this or you create something like this. You know fan. So make fan. Then this one, car toys or toy cars. Toy cars. So you use the materials to make toy cars, toy planes, cooking pan, hats, earthenware. So earthenware you can use clay soil and then you do it. The material that you need is what? Clay soil, right? Hats too. You know the material that you use. Okay, so these are the things that I expect you to do as your project. Now let's come to the summary. Things we use at home, in school, and other places are made from materials. Every material has properties which enable it to be used for making certain items or objects. Properties of some materials are hard, soft, small, big, smooth, rough, opaque, transparent, and the rest. So this is what we have learned today. This is what we have learned today. What have you also learned? Let me know. You have learned about materials. Okay, give examples of materials. Wood, glass, metal, plastic, clay, What again? You have given 5. But today you have learned so many things. Oh. Eh? Did you mention glass? Did you mention metal? Did you mention raffia palm? Did you mention clay? Soil? So yes, these are materials that we have learned today. And if you are able to give 6, then it means you are good to go. 6 materials. Shall we try once again? Okay, so plastic, wood, clay, metal. What again? Metal. What again? Glass. Raffia palm. Okay, so these are the materials that we have looked at today. So if I ask you to give examples of materials, I expect you to what? Get it correct for me. And then we have also seen the properties of materials. All the materials are different. The properties are also different. I'm saying that the properties, some are hard, some are soft, some are smooth, some are rough, some are opaque, some are what? Transparent. Some are bendable, some are heavy, and all these are properties of materials. And you should remember that the properties determine what that material can be used for. That is what today we have learned. So look around. Look around. Tell me the object that you see. And tell me what material that was used to make that. If you have chair, look at the chair. What material was used to make the chair? Is it wood or metal? Is it plastic? Tell me. Okay, so just look around, identify the objects that you have, and tell what material was used to make that object. Okay, now there are some exercises here, and I want us to look at the exercises. We have exercise 1. Underline the correct answer. How many questions? 5 questions. Exercise 2, 5 questions. You are to state whether these statements are true or false. Exercise 3, answer all questions. Draw one item made from clay and color it. 2, draw one item made from wood and color it. We have exercise 4. We have exercise 5. We have home assignments. Why do we use raffia palm to make baskets and chairs? This is an application question, and you know it. It's simple, easy, you know it. So I believe you can answer this one. The next one is that home assignment 2, answer all questions. Number 1A, write one material. B, what can be made from that material. C, write 2 properties of that material. So this one, you are going to write your own material. If it is wood, fine. If it is clay, fine. It is plastic, metal, what again? Any material, just write it and then tell what that material, what can be made from that material. So if you can make pot out of that, if you can make chair out of that, if you can make glass windscreen out of that, if you can make exercise book out of that, yes, you write it. And then you write 2 properties of that material. So if the material is hard, you write it. If it is soft, you write it. If that material is transparent, you write it. If it is opaque, you write it. If it is heavy, you write it. If it is bendable, you write it. So that is what you have to do. So home assignment 1, home assignment 2, make sure you do them, and the exercises, make sure you do all the exercises. But remember, get a copy of the book, take your time and read it. Watch this lesson again. If you don't understand, watch the lesson again, read the book, you understand it. Your teachers are there, your parents are there. Get in touch with these people. Talk to them if you have questions. You can also reach out to us. My name is Paul Williams Ofori. You can contact us. Our number is over there. And our books are also available. Get a copy of these books and then start reading them. We are also telling you that apart from science, we have what? Other books. We have Asante, Chi, Ekuapim Chi. They are very good. They are very, very good. Get copies of this book and start using them. Okay. Remember, that what you are learning in the classroom, what your teachers are teaching in the classroom, is the same thing that we are bringing to you here. So when you close from school, you can still what? Come to this platform and learn from here. I hope you get it. Okay. So our lessons or our videos are on YouTube, TikTok, and what? Facebook. You can go there, tell your friends to go there to learn. We are here to teach you. So please just learn from us. If you have questions, reach out to us. We will help you. My name is Paul Williams Ofori Jr. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.